Want me to watch the Pokimane story, the full story? Because I gotta talk about trash taste still.
Healthily obsessed parasocial weirdo Reddit fanfic loser drooling all over themselves for a streamer because they're so delusional that they think they're entitled to a relationship with him because they donate money. But in this case, that stalker creep type actually had power. According to Pokimane, this was someone that they had worked with for multiple years now and had actually used confidential information from their conversations to try and manipulate Pokimane's female viewers into liking him somehow. This is where his supervillain plan makes no sense to me. It is more confusing than quantum science. So his plan is to reach out to Pokimane's female viewers and let them know that he is dating and having sex with Pokimane, and then fabricating screenshots to prove it in order to what? Like, how does that further his goal of...
I think it was just insane, right? Parasocial, insane, lost his mind. I mean, I don't know.
Getting laid, I guess? It makes no sense. We're dividing by zero, trying to understand what this guy's thought process was. Pokimane explains that he would reach out to the female viewers, inform them of his relationship to her, and then what? Like, how? What was his end goal? I don't get it. Like, if it was other streamers, I would almost understand it, where he reached out to them to try and, like, form some kind of business relationship. Like, oh, hey, I saw you in Pokimane's chat. Well, I actually her. So, you know, you can trust me. I know what I'm doing. And I also work at this company. Like, that would almost make sense. And I guess...
Okay, we'll watch the Pokimane when she addresses it, apparently.
Essentially, someone that I and many streamers have been working with for years.
Bro, I have no idea who this person is. God damn it. I'm in Japan. I don't know anything that's going on.
Someone who was also employed at a large company in the industry has targeted and manipulated girls, specifically in my community, by falsifying a romantic and sexual relationship with me, leaking privileged information he gathered from his job, as well as threatening to harm himself if these girls turn against him. To my fate.
That's Pokimane? Oh, thanks, man. You mean that's Pokimane, bro? Yeah.
This person was always very professional and kind. He is well networked in the industry. He knows many streamers. He has helped us with many things. This was someone that we were genuinely grateful for their help.
That's crazy.
Until a few months ago, a few girls in my community came forward to me with some concerns and asked to speak to my manager. They proceeded to send my manager countless screenshots and videos of their conversation with him, proving the lying and manipulation that was going on. So basically, he would reach out to girls that he knew were like in my chat or viewers of mine. He would approach them, and because of his connections with streamers and the company he worked at, he seemed like a very trustworthy individual. He would then tell the girls that he's suicidal and deals with mental health issues, which of course would garner him a lot of sympathy. And again, these girls are so sweet, so of course they would hear him out. And then once he felt that he gained their trust enough, he would start sharing these photoshopped Discord conversations with me. Like, he would share it with them, but they were of me and him, as well as making up like wild stories about me. He acted like he knew and hung out with me and my friends in person. This is someone I've never met. I've never hung out with them, let alone had any relationship with past, talking about only work-related things. I did not have sexual relations with this man. He fabricated all of this just to manipulate these girls. Mind you, I'm giving you like the summarized version. Even I haven't seen all the evidence that they sent my managers for my own mental health. Like, the girls were kind enough to be like, you shouldn't see this. Like, let us send it to your manager. But let me give you the summary. He laid this groundwork over months and months. Like, he's been doing this for basically the 2 years that I've known or worked with him every now and then, which makes me so fucking mad.
Come on, man. Like, be real. Be for real, bro. Come on. We're no, like, let's tone down the joking a little bit, dude. Goddamn. No, that person is joking. Guys, calm down, everyone. There's no way someone is saying that seriously in this community. Okay, calm down.
His relationship with me made him suicidal, and he used this to make the girls feel like they couldn't turn their backs on him and to think that like I was an evil person. He told elaborate stories of our alleged sexual encounters in detail to girls that are like in my community, things that obviously never occurred. He created fake.
Bro, I swear to God, this is why I always say, like, female content creators literally have the worst experience online. Like, it's not even close, dude. People literally don't understand. Is Reagan just kind of video against you for forcing you to make content? Come on. Girls need drama for views while boys need content? What? Okay, I wasn't gonna ban you at first. I thought you were like making a funny. I thought you thought you were making funny jokes, and then you said that, and it's like, okay, done. Yeah, dude, I know this is this is another like boys rule moment. I think when you look at a fucking situation where some dude is literally like making up elaborate stories about dating a female content creator specifically to like get news from their fucking fans, like. Chatters are actually being serious about both sides. Wait, what? Wait, are you for real? Dude, are you for real? Are you for fucking real? I believe Pokey, but is there actually proof of what she has put forward? There's literally no proof though, but I believe her because it would make sense. No sense for her to lie, but she has no proof. What do you mean? What do you mean we need more proof? You don't even know who the person is. Bro, people are literally fucking defending a guy that they don't even know who it is. They're like, I don't even know who I only know the victim. But you know what? I don't even know who the perpetrator is, but I'm on his side, I think. I'm going to defend this anonymous man. Please, reevaluate your life, dude. Bro really went and said, I'm on the other side. Don't know who it is, but this side's got a woman. I'm going to be asking some questions. That's crazy. I don't think the guy said he's on the other side. He just wanted screen caps. Yes. But in a situation like this, where like no one is even being named, and for legal reasons, this matter is being dealt with privately. And from what I understand, it has already been dealt with privately. When you go, I want to see the juicy shit. I want to see the comments that were so gross that like even Pokimane wanted to shield herself from. You're either A, a pervert, or B, reflexively disbelieving women. Does that make sense? Like, you have nothing to gain to come out and talk about this sort of thing. It's usually just to get the word out so that if there are other victims or if there are other people that like this fucking weirdo actually, talk to, you just know not to continue conversing with that person. You know what I mean?
Fake screenshots as evidence, Discord logs. When he and I would talk about work things, he would then take that conversation and like edit the second half of it to like look inappropriate or weird. I don't even want to go into details because it's really fucking gross. He would use like inappropriate photos, like nudes that weren't of me, and he would send them to the girls and say that it was me. He also leaked confidential information to these girls to gain their trust. For example, let's say he worked at a company that sponsored me, and if like we did an activation together, he would tell the girls how much I made to like make himself seem like, oh, I know so much and I'm so important, and he would mix that with like information that he makes up. Afterwards, he would then try to develop romantic and sexual relationships with these girls. After gaining their trust, he would hit on them, offer to fly them out, meet up in person, buy them gifts, ask for inappropriate photos of them after sending them fake inappropriate photos of me, ask for personal information. Like, it is truly some of the most disgusting and deplorable behavior that I've ever fucking heard of. And you guys know I've seen some shit. And it was also really bothersome to me to find out about all of this and be told, well, yeah, there's really not much that you can do. There's no legal course that I can really take, even though this has caused so much harm to so many people. Luckily, the one thing that we have been able to do is that it prompted an investigation at the company where he works. And he was let go once the investigation completed. And I am so extremely grateful that one of the girls was willing to talk to the investigators, because if she wasn't, there would have actually been nothing that we can do. He would have kept his job. He would have been able to maybe go on and do much worse things. Even now, it frightens me to think about what he might do next. Even if he has kind of like, since the investigation ended, kind of disappeared. But I'm sure he'll find something else to do. So I don't know who he may try to manipulate in the future, even though I'm not gonna let it fucking happen anywhere in this industry or anywhere near me. I'll tell you that fucking much. I also want to add that using mental health or suicide as a way to manipulate others or threatening to harm yourself in order to control someone is absolutely not okay. And if anyone out there ever experiences this, please do not face it alone. Please reach out to someone. If these girls didn't end up talking to each other and piecing together the fact that he was lying, I don't know what could have happened.
Also, I blasted off while we were watching this. It's all fucked up.
I feel I've spoken about this situation pretty matter-of-factly thus far, but to those that care for me and to those in my community, I want to share my perspective a bit. Or do I? But basically, it's because like one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about it was in hopes that it could help me and the girls that he manipulated like move on from this. Like you guys are spamming hearts, but it's just gonna make me cry more. I'm hiding the chats. Okay. Yeah, I want to just get through this. And I appreciate you guys a lot. I just know seeing even like kindness will just make me fucking cry.
Yo, this shit seems to happen all the time. And yet, people still run around being like, being a woman in this industry is so easy. Being a woman in this industry is so easy. You don't understand. Like, you don't get it. If anything, people literally will like justify this kind of action to be like, well, they deserved it for being a woman in the industry. And at a certain point, you got to realize like, well, this stuff keeps happening. Like, literally non-fucking stop. It's just that the frequency is endless. At a certain point, you have to realize, like, okay, well, one, maybe being a woman in this industry is not easy, okay? And two, perhaps, it's just, it's happening, and you feel that way because maybe you just don't like women.
So, yeah. I wanted to talk about this in hopes that it could help me and the girls that he manipulated move on from this. When I first found out, which was a while ago, I basically like fully went numb and I just went into like problem solving mode. Like, how do we remove this person from the position of power that he holds? How do we help the victims? What do we do to make this right? As I mentioned earlier, it was quite a while ago and the investigation took so fucking long. And the whole time I had to pretend like everything was okay so that he wouldn't find out about it. And even that was just so yucky and uncomfortable. And my numbness slowly turned into anger. Just anger that someone would use my name, my reputation, my trust, and the trust that these girls had in me to then manipulate them for his own benefit.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's just so fucking disgusting. It's more than disgusting. It's evil. Also, what the fuck is up with guys trying to pin women against each other for their own benefit? Like, You couldn't just hit on people normally. You had to make up a fucking sob story and fake a relationship with me and try to make me look like the bad guy to try to get other girls to fall for you. Like, what the fuck? It's giving delusional and desperate.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. That's why, like, the other day when we were watching that fucking TikTok of the guy who's like, how to be a fucking mass surveillance freak psychopath on, in 5 easy steps. And people were like soying it and watching this fucking dude. I was like, God damn, brother. We are not all right. We are broken. Like, we're a broken generation. Men see women being successful and liked online and they feel like they got to take back that power, and then they do shit like this and it works. It pushes women away and it traumatizes them. It's fucking horrible and it won't stop. The modern version of keeping a photo of a supermodel in your wallet and saying, yeah, this is my ex, she got hit by a bus. Okay, that's creepy and gross. But there's a layer that's different here. It's like trying to fuck like the specifically the fans of that model. You know what I mean? And while also simultaneously working with that model. You know what I mean? That's the difference. It's like far worse. I mean, I get the analogy, but this is like stalker shit. I mean, this is, by the way, this has literally happened to Pokimane before by another person. You know, the whole like Predmeister shit. So this is like this. Oh my God. It's just, it's so cursed. It's so cursed. It's so fucked. Do you know the guy? I don't know who it is. But I mean, I'll find out soon. I haven't really been paying attention to anything else that's going on because I'm too busy petting dogs and dreaming about petting capybaras and shit. So I'm not like tapped in to everything that's happening.
And then my anger turned into sadness. But I held on to the thought that everything would be okay after the investigation completed, and it did finish, and he was fired, and I planned on never talking about it and just letting it pass. But with time, I realized, like, that feeling of satisfaction or healing never really came. I don't feel like I'm over it. He got fired and disappeared, and that's all. Like, it doesn't undo the trauma that these girls endured over months or years, or the distrust that this incident has forced upon me. And I went to these girls and I told them how I was feeling, and I was kind of relieved to hear the same thing from them, like a lack of closure, a weird feeling of uncertainty, which is why we wanted to speak about it. And they said that they hoped that hearing me talk about it publicly would make them feel better too. On top of that, the off chance that there are any other victims out there hearing this, they would know that they can reach out to us. And sorry. I really hope that this does make us feel better, because up until now, it has just felt like emotionally tiring work. Like, helping with the investigation took weeks. I've had to warn so many people in the industry of him because there were so many people who worked with him or knew him. Figuring out how to handle this situation, like gathering evidence, trying to provide adequate support to the girls. I'm sorry, I keep brushing up against my mic. It probably sounds horrendous. Looking into whether he will still be a threat or harm to others, or if he's transferring to another company nearby and repeating this behavior by trying to leverage the experience he had at the past company or working with me. Like, I don't know what this person is capable of. And I'm not gonna lie, it just pisses me off. Like, how come someone else's shitty fucking behavior is now my responsibility to bear? Like, I understand life's unfair, but this just feels fucking egregious. Also, it just fucking blows my mind that someone I worked with and trusted for years, who showed like such a kind and understanding and respectful face to me, who knows in in detail the shitty stuff that female streamers have to deal with, the sexualization that we're constantly dealing with, and, you know, put up a front of like being one of the good ones, and actually was helping us and was also doing all of this behind the scenes. Like, it's just a very hard thing to mentally reconcile. Also, finding out someone that you worked with for so long has like crazy, fucked up sexual fantasies about you is indescribably weird. And not only was this something that like he was thinking or feeling, he went as far as to fabricate false evidence to trick other girls into validating these delusions. Like, it's so insane and gross, you can't make this shit up. And ultimately,
why is there so many weirdos on Twitch? Like, what is it about streamers that draws in these pathetic human beings? First of all, that's a really interesting conversation to have. People always ask this question. The only reason why you always think about Twitch as like a cluster for fucking weirdos is because on Twitch, everything is accessible. Like, the content creators are accessible, and that's it. This happens to women everywhere, all the time. I know it seems fucking insane, but the only reason why you hear about it is because it's happening to Pokimane. It's happening to other people too. It's happening to other women, and not just on Twitch, but like it's happening to the woman working at the fucking grocery store. Okay, it's happening to the woman, packing meat on the aisle in the frozen goods section. It's happening to women at school. It's happening to girls. It's happening to your sister. It happened to your mom. Okay, and it's probably going to happen to your daughter in the future. Like, it's the unfortunate byproduct of being a woman. That is literally how this works, which is why people are always like, wait a minute, what the fuck was so weird? It's so creepy. It's so gross. This industry specifically is so shitty. It's like, no, dog, this industry is shitty, but it's not even just industry. It's just everywhere. It's an everyday existence. This is why women talk about this stuff all the fucking time. That's how it works. Incredibly online people veiled in their anonymity and shielded by their monitor. They feel incredibly safe and committed to these acts. We just catch the ones who are loud enough, confident enough, shameless enough to get caught. Plus, yeah, we hear about it when she has a platform, but it happens every day all the time. I've said this so many times, man. I endure a fuckload of cyber stalking and insane shit, right? Here, I'll give you a great example. I'm in Japan. I'm having a great time, okay? I was informed that, like, some fucking psychotic stalker 3 hours ago went to my VOD from 2 days ago where I'm making a joke about how white people love going to Japan because they experience xenophobia for the first time. That's a joke from 3 days ago. This motherfucker went through a VOD from 3 days ago to post this on the subreddit specifically so that he could farm hate on me. Okay? Just an absolute mentally ill, psychopathic cyber stalker. Who the fuck would do that? It's very clearly a joke. Like, very clearly. I guess, did someone gift him already too? And then you look at the comments and it's like, you know, only a white guy would say experiencing racism is cool. Yeah, no shit. That's the point, right? Like, that's the whole point. Haha, hating minorities funny. What a bad take. Like, they're fucking losing their minds, right? This is very clearly a joke. Like, but unfortunately, and this is a very real thing, okay? This is a very real byproduct of being online, is that, like, a lot of people on Reddit cannot read nuance when they just decide someone is a bad guy. Why did I bring up all of this? Why did I make everything about myself? Well, let me tell you why. Because for the past 10 fucking years that I've been online, I've been doxxed. My family's been fucking attacked. You know, I've been attacked. I've been stalked. I've been harassed. People have lied about me nonstop for the crime of being a political commentator whose opinions are spicy and considered controversial by a lot of dumbass Americans, especially a lot of racist Americans, a lot of fascist Americans, and maybe some people who are a little confused and misunderstanding of what's going on. That's still nothing in comparison, okay, to what women experience on the internet. In general, nothing to what women experience overall, but nothing. It pales in comparison.
worried. And so I hope that talking about it openly will alleviate some of these feelings and hopefully make me feel validated a bit. I want to end this by saying that I truly feel
Also in this video,
for anyone who's a victim of emotional, sexual, physical manipulation or abuse in any way whatsoever. It makes me indescribably furious to know that sometimes the sweetest people, due to their kind-hearted nature, have people take advantage of that and have the most unfair things happen to them, and then they are forced to deal with the undeserved trauma and burden that it causes. But please don't ever feel like you need to handle something alone. Please share your burden with others, because at least for me, holding on to this, I don't know why it made me feel dirty. Like I was keeping a secret for him. Like it instead became my burden to bear, and I just wanted to get it off my chest. This wasn't my fault. This wasn't the girl's fault for believing his well-fabricated lies. It's not your fault for trusting someone. It's that person's fault for abusing that trust. I know these girls felt so guilty once they found out the truth, because obviously over months it had skewed their perception of me, and they did start thinking that I was a bad person. But obviously I showed them my side of the conversation. Heck, as soon as I found out, I screen recorded every single message I ever exchanged with this person, because I have nothing to hide. And frankly, they were shocked to see how much was edited. And so was I. It was fucking weird. But I hope the girls know I don't hold it against them at all. He made it extremely believable. And I hope that this is also a learning lesson to everyone out there. Be careful who you trust, especially online. Do your due diligence as much as you can. And don't face difficult decisions or situations alone. Also, don't trust anything anyone says about me online, okay? Unless it's good. But yes, I also want to very quickly validate those who experience traumatic things that aren't explicitly categorized as a form of assault. Just because there are no legal repercussions for some things does not mean that it's okay or that your feelings aren't valid. I'm sure there will be people that disagree, and I'm sorry if I haven't expressed myself perfectly today or if this feels dramatic, but I really wanted to do this for me and my community and to warn you guys. And I'm hopeful that in being honest about how I felt as of late and opening up about what happened, hopefully it will allow me to once again truly feel like my authentic and happy self on stream, and just to help me move past this. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, it's crazy that this dude was just trying to. I mean, I don't know why Moist Critical doesn't understand what was going on there. I think some dudes are just like unaware of how fucking depraved some dudes are just unaware of how depraved dudes can get. The only reason why I know about it is like specifically because these people are my friends. I see what they go through. And also because like they stalk my ass too. Like, you know, for even interacting. Like I have stalkers from every fucking background, every shape, color, size, all different creeds, you know, all different kinds of political spectrum people. But the ones that are the most unhinged are always ones that are like stalkers that we share. Because like some streamers just like share stalkers. Like, and it's literally from female content creators I interact with. Like they're fucking, the shit that they have to deal with is insane, bro. Actually insane. And it's like, I'm talking like, you know, you need a lobotomy type shit. Like, it's just not going to stop. It's never going to stop. There's not really much you can do about it. There's not really anything you could do about it as far as like legal recourse either, because they just like are doing it anonymously online with like a million different fucking, with a million different sock accounts. You know what I mean? It's wild.